Okay, here's your chance to learn from your mistakes, and you can redeem yourself on Thursday or sooner by retaking the quiz. First thing we have to do is find the slope. How do we find the slope of a line? We use the formula that we've been spending quite a bit of time with lately, so hopefully you don't even have to look in your notes anymore. You just do second y minus your first. Whoever's flipping their pen back there, will you stop? Second x minus my first. And then I get negative 4 over 8, which is negative 1/2. That is my slope. Okay? On the second one, I would get 4 minus negative 3 over 6 minus negative 1, plus a positive 7, plus a positive 7. Oh, that's nice and simple, 1. On the third one, I'm going to go ahead and go 3 minus 2 over negative 5 minus 5, and I get 1 over negative 10, or negative 1/10. So those are my 3 slopes. First 3 points on the quiz. Okay, hopefully you noticed that these were the same up here, but think about it. You'd want to double check to make sure you got it right, because if you got it wrong up here, you might get it wrong down here too. So anyways, if I already know my slope, I know my equation is y equals mx plus b. So now I need to find b. Plug in one of my ordered pairs, right? Now it's give me b. So 1 equals negative 1/2 times 1 plus b. I plug in this, use that ordered pair. I get 1 equals negative 1/2 plus b. I add 1/2 to both sides, and I get b equals 1.5. B equals 1.5. So now I need to write my equation, and I get y equals m. Y equals mx plus b. Bada bing, bada bing. Second one. So I know that y equals mx plus b. So I know that 4, I can use this order pair just because they're both positive. So 4 equals m times x plus b. 4 equals 6 plus b. Then I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So I get b equals negative 2. So y equals 1x minus 2. Or you can just put x minus 2. Pretty basic, right? Nothing, I didn't try to trick you. I didn't give you really tough fractions or anything. This one, y equals mx plus b. 2 equals negative 1/2 plus b. Add 1/2 to both sides. So b equals 2.5. Okay, so my y-intercept is 2.5. So what is my equation? Y equals negative 1/10 x plus 2.5. So there's the first 6 points of the quiz. 7 and 8 were the 2 easiest problems on the quiz. Barely anybody missed them. I don't think really anybody did. I could have at least reversed the order to test you, but I made it that easy. Number 9. Graph each equation. Well, it's in slope-intercept form, right? What's the y-intercept? Negative 4. Where do I go from there? Rise negative 2, run 1, or rise positive 2, run negative 1. Okay? Most of you did all right on this, I would say. So you just graph it. Is that proportional? Does it go through 0, 0? No. Okay, what about this one over here? What's the y-intercept? 0. Rise negative 3, run 1. Rise positive 3, run negative 1. Is this one proportional? Yes, it goes through the origin. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph it. Ooh, there it is. Okay, so the first 12 I thought were really straightforward, and if you did better on a side, it was that side. Then came the direct variation. So again, when we did it in class separately, everybody seemed to do fine. And then when you mix it in together and you have to think about it, that's when people goofed it up a little bit. Okay, so we need to find, what do I know about direct variation? I know that my m, or my, in this case, my constant of variation is just like m in slope-intercept form. I know my constant of variation is y over x. And I know my form of the equation is y equals kx. Okay? Just like when in slope-intercept form, our m is this, and our equation is this. It's the same thing, but its b is 0, okay? And this is, you don't have to do change because all ratios are equal. So they're very similar. Okay, so what is my k on this first one? It's 2 over 8, y over x. What is the equation? Y equals 1/4 x. So you just have to use the formula. And then what happens when I plug in 3 for x? What do I get? 3/4. Well, what do I get over here? K is y over x. What is my equation? Y equals negative 2x. What is y when x is 3? Negative 6. When I plug in 3 up here, what do I get? Okay, so some of you need to make a change on that. We'll have 2 more problems to prove yourself on the retake, like that. Okay, most of you did this one right. What's the y-intercept? 1. What's the slope? 3/4. Y equals 3/4 x plus 1. A couple of you had some goofy answers, but most of you did that right. Okay, these are proportional. What does that mean? They go through the origin. Cool, I'm going to graph that point right away. This one goes through the point -3, -2. This was probably the one that made me scratch my head the most. Go, what in the world were they doing? Because I knew it was proportional, so I knew it went through 0, 0. It told me another point it went through. So now I just graph that point, and there's my line, right? So a lot of you did -2, -3 for some reason. I don't know why. Austin's like, I don't know either. That's weird. Okay, 4, -4. Same dealio here. Okay. Now, then it asks, what is the equation of the line? Y equals kx. Well, k is y over x. K is y over x. You can do -1x or just -x. That's all. So as long as you're comfortable with k is y over x. All right, these last 3, what do you have to do? You have to just get y alone to see if to find your slope and y-intercept. Here, when you divide by 6, what do you get? Y equals 4/3. What kind of line is that? Horizontal, right? When y equals a number, it's horizontal. What's the slope? 0. It's 0 fun. What's the y-intercept? 4/3. That means that 1 1/3 is going to cross through the y-axis. Okay, here where I solve for y, I get y equals 6/4 is 3/2 x, minus 6/4 or 3/2. Y-intercept, my slope, and y-intercept. If you put -3/2, that's fine. Last one, had to get y alone. Subtract 9x. -3y equals 9x, -9x plus 18. Divide by -3. Y equals 3x minus 6. 3, -6. Just like what we practiced in class, right? Pretty straightforward. I really wasn't trying to trick you. But it does show me, do you really understand the difference between the two? Bonus. You can prove a linear relationship is proportional if the line goes through 0, 0, and if the ratios of y to x are equivalent. So on 17, what is my ratio of y to x? 2/3. What's equivalent to 2/3? 4, 6. 6 9s. 8 12s. And so on. I could go on all day, right? So all I wanted to do is to see that you understood equivalent ratios to 2/3. Okay? There you have it. I mean.